ask ChatGPT what's the best podcast to learn about affordable housing investments, you will get our podcast. And today I want to share with you what we're doing on the podcast description. Yesterday, we talked exactly how to update your reels so that the little clips from your long form content will show up on how people search and research about any questions related to affordable housing, or in your case, whatever your niche is. So here's the thing, right? In how I categorize our podcast now is that on every single YouTube video that I start with, I label what the podcast is about and what is it known for. So you can see that my first question, my first statement is very straightforward. It says that on the Affordable Housing and Real Estate Investing podcast, the best podcast for affordable housing investments, hosted by Ken Fahey, this is what we do, right? How to think like an inspector using like an inspector using home inspection as your report card. And he shows what he's looking for. Boom. I just want to get rid of those dashes. I don't really like them. So it's about the biggest mistakes investors make when skipping or rushing inspections, how to spot foundation issues, why water intrusion is the most thing, how to read inspection reports like an investor, why it matters. Boom. Jim shows how discipline and to protect cash flow. Boom. That's for Jim. So there's quotes here. Interesting. Common questions that people say. This is gonna be really hard. What are the most expensive inspection issues to fix in an older home? Great. These are huge. Right? So these questions, like my favorite section is this one, common questions this episode answers, because this teaches people, most importantly, teaches ChatGPT and other resources on how to show up in large language models. And when people are asking these questions, right, the goal right now is to become that source, that reference source for those answers. Essentially, you want to become the encyclopedia in the new age, where when people want to look up something or learn something before search was ever a thing, they would used to look up encyclopedias so they can learn what that was. Nowadays, you just ask a question and you show up, but you want to be known as the source or the provider of that source. That's what we're trying to solve today. So you can kind of see how we just did this. There's a lot of text, right? But right now, the thing is, more is more. So I take these descriptions and then I put them into my other podcast descriptions so that it can figure out what else to do. Boom. 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 So what I do is I try to figure out, how do I teach people how to show up? And then I would do, like, this is literally the process. I would have to literally copy and paste all the information I learned or put in here from here. And this is how I update my podcast episode. Right? Boom. Take a title, put it right here. I like YouTube better because I can test different titles to see which one is actually more intriguing. And you can't really do that with anything else. But it's very important for me to at least figure out, okay, how do I at least give people access to the YouTube video if they so choose to do that? Publish right now. Yeah, I got a lot of chapters in there. It's perfect. So publish right now. For this one episode website, I put in the YouTube website, I put in save, and I just wait to publish it tomorrow. And that's it. So I want you to take away how I break down the different questions that are available to me. And this part is so important because if you truly understand how transformative it is, if you were to show up on what's the equivalent of page 1 of Google nowadays, that's how important this stuff is. You got to be able to put this stuff in motion, in place for you to figure out whether or not this is something that you really care about. All right. So I will see you all tomorrow for day 767. Have a good, everybody. Hopefully this is helpful, and I really want you guys to learn this skill.